And we are live. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Short Dog Blog. I am Matt Shorty Wells. Once again, we are here at Rythmia Life Advancement Center in beautiful Guanacaste, Costa Rica. I'm here with a new brother, Adam Michaels. Adam, we are here at Rythmia. Your first time here.
In front of the gauntlet.
In front of the gauntlet here. That's where all the bad juju rocks have been left there. But tell us, Adam, tell us a little bit, introduce yourself. What brought you here? What did you expect to get out of your week here? What did you get? Anything you care to share, man?
I mean, that's what a loaded question, and what an impossible answer to try and provide. So Los Angeles based, by way of Chicago, by way of the East Coast. Probably the last 5 years, really been diving in and looking for deeper connection with self and with source and with people, and felt called. In fact, I would say ayahuasca was one of those things that made me physically ill, like just the thought of it. Had, played and experimental with recreational versions of different drugs, and really just started looking at medicine in the last couple of years, just to go a little bit deeper and to get a better understanding of some of the things. And so when I was called to this medicine, this was the place to do it. I didn't really want to go shit myself in the jungle in Peru and on a mud floor. That's not my style. My idea of roughing it's a hotel without room service. Right. This place is just magic. The curated experience, the introspection, the learning, the teaching. It's more than just coming in and drinking medicine in a room with a shaman. It's so much more.
I've got it dialed in. I talk about that a lot because it's a 7-day retreat. It's 4 days of ayahuasca. So that ceremony,
which by the way is enough.
plenty. Yeah. But that right there tells you it's more than just about the ayahuasca ceremony here, when you have 7 days of other things going on here in addition to. But
yeah, it really is. I think the way that they approach it is really something that you can take back into the world that's not here, that's not in this safe space of serenity and calm, and apply in the real world. And really figure out like why am I the way I am, and discover that. Discovery is such a powerful thing, to understand where this vision of yourself, this idea of yourself, these things came up, and you began, for me, to protect myself in a specific way, and take on these these garments, these robes that I had to wear every single day, and to understand that that's not who you are. That's who you were in a moment that dictated so much. And for me, what it did was it's really robbed me from a spectrum of emotion. And man, I'm like, on the verge of tears and full of joy, and something that I haven't felt in probably my whole life. I mean, I broke out in laughter and breath work, the first night. It was even before the medicine. I had such an unbelievable breakthrough in breath work. And it's something about the Maloka, and it's something about this place, and it's something about the intention, but it came so clearly to me before I even tasted the medicine.
And there's an energy in that Maloka, that residual energy that's been brought into that building for so long, that when you step in there, you just automatically kind of vibe into it.
And I mean, I think, I don't know if it's everybody, but I think most people, a lot of that, separation comes in childhood. And I'm sure you remember it in the breath work, but I broke out in laughter that became this chorus of laughter, of uncontrollable, that rippled through. And it was what it was childhood escaping, like everything that I stuffed away all of a sudden just poured out into the room. And it was just so beautiful. Man, it's really emotional just to even think about it. It's something that'll stay with me for the rest of my life.
It's healing work. That's the word that keeps coming to me this year is ineffable. It's just beyond description. You can't really describe the process that they have dialed in here at Rythmia, and just the whole. They give you 3 intentions here: show me who I have become, merge me back with my soul at all costs and heal my heart. And that show me who I have become one is so telling. This is what you were alluding to a minute ago. We get these learned behavior patterns at a young age, usually well before 7, let's say.
Yeah.
We learn to either make ourselves feel safe in a certain way, or we put up walls or whatever it might be, but we don't do this in a way that we're cognizant of. So when we get here into this medicine, and it kind of brings us back to that, oh, okay, so now from this more adult perspective, I can look back at that
Yeah.
and understand why I be the way I be in certain ways.
Yeah, mine interesting was not hurt or fear, it was responsibility. And came when very clearly from my mother when my parents were getting divorced, like I had to all of a sudden like sacrifice my joy in childhood, my innocence,
Mm.
and take on this responsibility, which, oh man, it served me incredibly well, right? In life, it's helped me become incredibly successful and achieve at a high level and unflappable and undeterred. And but it's also, I like that laughter was so healing. You know what I mean? Like it was so healing. I got all three of those in that moment. I saw exactly what it was, and I got the merging of the soul, and I got the healing. And again, it was like we were here for 24 hours, not even,
Mhm.
But God, I want to live in that laughter a lot more,
Yeah,
like that's for sure. And that was just the first miracle
yeah.
of this week.
So let me ask you this: something you talked about on class a little while ago. By Wednesday, you were like, "I don't think I ever need to do this again or ever come back to this anymore." But then by the later parts, what are your thoughts on why do you think people return? 'Cause this is my third year here. It's an annual same week kind of a thing. What
Yeah.
do you think people, as your first time doing this and your evolution and thought this last week or so? What are your thoughts on
Well,
returning and why?
yeah, well, I think you got to be careful. It's medicine. So I think you have to be careful that the medicine doesn't become a coping mechanism that keeps you
Hmm.
from dealing with the work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
But I think the realization is that I'll probably get better at it, get better at using it,
Yeah.
and better at going deeper
Hmm.
to those next layers. Like I got exactly what I needed. The medicine gives you exactly what you need. I
Right.
have this very clear set of things that I need to take back. But and again, like all of that, I mean, by the third ceremony, you're dragging yourself into the fourth one and barely able to make it to yoga, and like barely, like, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
you start to like, at least some of my own, um I think I got tired, and I don't know that I fully experienced the full spectrum. Like I feel like I shortchanged myself a little bit.
Mm.
Um, and the first night, Mama, I said, Mama rewards courage. And really felt actually some of my courage waned as the week went on. Right.
It's exhausting, man. It's a lot
I
going
didn't
on.
go to breath work this morning. Right. And I fucking missed it. Like there was something really magic that happened there. And, I want to come back and I want to do it right. And I don't want to miss it. And I want to go a little deeper, and I want to, so I don't know when, but I have a feeling I'll come back, and I'll probably bring some other people that feel called when
Yeah.
the time is right to
Right.
do it.
Well, my thoughts on it, the biggest room in the world, or the room is the room for improvement. There's no end to the game of evolvement and growth. And this is, a lot of times it seems like, and I'll just say the Western world, us and from the Western world, but I don't know if it's exclusive to us, but we seem to want a pill. We want a magic. Like I want to go there. I want to take the medicine. I want to fix all things. It fixes everything once and for all, and
Yeah.
it's good. But the reality of it is, this is not the work as much as life rewards courage and all this kind of thing. This isn't the work. This opens the door to the work. The work is the integration, the daily
Yeah,
disciplines, the
totally.
habits at home,
Well, they
the
said
way
what,
we be.
25/75, right?
Yeah,
I don't
25
know.
percent
Maybe it's
here.
20/80. Maybe it's 10/90. I don't know. You know, um, another thing that came through this was, this, uh, one of the powerful things, one of my purges, you ask bucket, what is that?
If you
And
haven't been here, that just sounds ridiculous. But yes, we do speak to our puke. Yeah.
um, and I've had a throat chakra. I've gone for Reiki for a number of years, and she's always like, "Your throat chakra is so blocked." And every time she worked on it, I'd cough and hack, and it'd be like this horrible thing. And they say if your throat chakra is blocked, you've got something to say. And I'm like, I don't know that I really have something to say. What I discovered, here was that speaking my truth, which I hate that phrase.
Mm.
It's so new agey and fucking overused. And I'm like, every time, oh, I need to live in my truth. Like,
What does
I'm
that
like,
mean?
I want to slap you. You know what I mean? Like, but here I find, like, maybe I have a lot more compassion for the people that have an understanding of what that actually means. Cause now I think I get it, but I had this clearing of my throat chakra in a very intense way that followed a purge. And when I asked the bucket what it was my heart. And I mean, every vein and it was pumping. It was like
Mm.
that was the life, and like healing the heart comes through speaking your truth. And
Mm.
so, and that's great. Now I understand it, but now I got to go do it.
Yeah.
Now I got
Yeah.
to go live in that every single day if I want that fullness in my heart.
Can go ahead and say, yeah.
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 So it's I think there's a lot of work to be done.
Yep.
When you get home. And
This
I
opens
think
the door.
this,
This really is it opens the door for you to see more
yeah,
clearly when you're being congruent and when you're not. Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, no, I think 100%, yeah, and a door and a door and a door and a
That's
door
right.
and a door,
That's right.
and I think
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing, like why you want to come back is like
Yeah.
I want to see how many more doors I can open.
And you're a different audience. Like I used the example talking with Paul walking earlier. I listened to a 45-minute CD one day. I was mopping my floors, cleaning my house, and I had this CD playing years ago. 45-minute training audio, personal development type stuff. And on the third time, I just played it, just let it play rewind as I was moving around the house. The third time I played that CD back to back to back, I heard something I had never heard before.
Yeah,
Now I just played the CD twice before that, right?
yeah,
But it never,
yeah.
never
You
those
never heard
words,
that.
never those words were
Never
never in my
sat with you.
ears.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's the same thing here. We're a different audience, especially. I like coming once a year. It gives me another like birthday or a New Year's thing. It gives me another moment to kind of look back on the last year, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But it gives me enough time to integrate whatever need to feel like I need to integrate into my habits and ways of being, kind of a thing, and then come back and
Yeah, and
kind of,
it may change that, that more frequency would be desirable, but I can't see getting what I need to get done out of respect for the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just have respect for it on such a high level. I don't know that I could get what I need to get done in less time than that. And it might be
Right.
2 years, it might
Right.
be
Right.
3
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
and
But
but I
yeah.
think when I'm ready, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. All right. Any thoughts, any closing thoughts or anything you want to share so this is kind of your personal journal too. This is your first time here. That's what I like about this. So this is for my personal blog, Shorty Does Life, and it's just my journey in life. It's whatever's on my heart. It's a personal journey kind of a thing, journal kind of a thing. Yeah. Any closing thoughts or anything you
I
want to
mean,
share for the
just
record, kind of thing?
how handsome you are.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, there probably has never been two more handsome men on this blog at the same time
your
in the
TV looks
history
good,
of it.
guys. Your TV looks good right now.
No, I think if you even have an inkling, just trust that the reason that you're watching this vlog,
Yeah.
and the reason that you've stumbled across it, and maybe you've experienced something similar and something completely different, but there's a reason it's in your life, and a lot of times there's things right in front of us that we don't see.
Yeah.
Like you just indicated. And so if it can help you heal, we all have this need for healing. The world needs healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I found love of humanity here
Mm-hmm.
in a different way. Like deep love for brothers and sisters that I met here, but also just for people that aren't here. Yeah. Outside. Yeah. And I want to share that. I want to give them my heart. And I think the more of us that do that, the less we're going to be bogged down in the bullshit and in the separation and all the stuff today that's being forced down society's throat to keep us apart.
Yep.
Black, white, gay, straight,
Us, them,
Republican, Democrat,
yep.
American, Russian, like giant, whatever it is, like it's all just bullshit, man.
Mhm. Yep.
It's you just when you're sitting in that medicine, you realize it's all just bullshit.
Yep.
And we're a chod, we're one, we're oneness
Mm.
with source.
Yep.
Shem Echad. It's a beautiful, beautiful realization to live in that, and I hope that I'm able to live every single day and not waver from that.
Yeah.
And I think the more of us that do, um, that's what heaven is.
Yep. Yeah. Amen.
You know,
Heaven's
that's
here.
that's we're in it.
Yep.
We're living in it.
That's
And I
right.
think what we can do is we can bring the goodness of the medicine and of the universe down here, because that's why we were created.
Hmm.
Right? We were created to bring God's work to earth, and
Yep.
not the other way around. It's
Right.
not heaven is not some place that we get to go. It's some place we get to create.
Yep.
And
State of
so
mind right here.
I hope you become part of the creation.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
don't be a passenger.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And yeah. And like Adam said, if this stuff does call to you, and I don't think that we find ourselves watching videos like this on the internet. We don't find this across our screen unless it is calling to us. And my only advice would be make sure you're making your decisions based in love and not fear. If every decision we make stems out of one or two places, love or fear, make sure you're making your decisions stemming from
Yeah.
love for growth, love for self, love for oneness, love for whatever, but love, not fear of what are somebody going to think of me? What is that experience going to be uncomfortable? It's so funny. This stuff has such a reputation for the purging and all that, and people are so
It's not
worried
even
about that. And it's
yeah.
like that's so cute.
I
So
did
the
get better
child
at it over the week though.
purging.
I got much better at it. It became much less violent like after. Yeah.
It's momentary. It's momentary.
But
The
you know what?
purging.
I actually found gratitude for it. I know, like, this is going to go longer than normal, but I found like every time those were things that needed to come out of me. It was a gift,
That's right. 100%.
you know, and so
Yeah.
each time I looked in the bucket, it was like gratitude, and I was like, "What's that?" And it was like, "Oh, it's the family tree," you know. And there was one that was beautiful. Um, uh, I asked to remove some pain and some resentment, and was given this gift of a clean slate. When I
Mhm.
purged, nothing came out. And I said, "What is that?" And it was very clear it was a clean slate. It was so beautiful. And then I went inside and was like, like it was like animalistic, like a total like werewolf vomit. But you know what I'm talking about.
Healing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was healing.
It's
It was
healing.
really healing.
I love it. Well, Adam, thank you for sharing with the world
Love you,
today.
brother.
Thank you for being on here
Thanks,
with me,
man.
man. Love you. And until next time, we appreciate you tuning in. We love your faces. And as always, if you're familiar with the Short Dog Vlog, you already know. Until next time, namaste, motherfuckers.